The regular season is officially over after the Chiefs suffered a beatdown against the Denver Broncos on the road. And I'll tell you this much. We are not going to spend any time on that game. We'll put that in the rearview mirror and turn our attention to the postseason. On today's show, this is your complete playoff preview for the Kansas City Chiefs. What does the path look like for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City to win their third straight Super Bowl? We'll explain more coming up in just a matter of moments. Could it be the fourth Super Bowl title in the Mahomes era? We'll have more coming up in just a bit. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. We, folks, are so excited about what's ahead over the coming weeks here on the channel. We're going to be live for every single playoff game. We're going to continue to do our live shows on Tuesdays, our daily news and rumors, our Q&A mailbags, breaking news, sub for playoff dubs. The run through the playoffs is on right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. If you love the Chiefs, this is the channel for you. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, never miss a moment. Lock us in for the entire playoffs right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Let's begin taking a look at the AFC playoff picture. The Chiefs as the number one seed, the AFC West division champions. They will not leave GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium throughout the AFC playoffs. The only time they would travel would be for a potential Super Bowl matchup in New Orleans. The Buffalo Bills as the 2 seed, the Baltimore Ravens as the 3, and the Houston Texans as the 4. And then some very familiar foes are in the wild card spots. The LA Chargers under first-year head coach Jim Harbaugh are the 5 seed at 11-6. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the 6 seed at 10-7. That was the last team the Chiefs beat prior to the playoffs there on Christmas Day. And then the Denver Broncos hold the 7th spot at 10-7. So who could Kansas City face in the divisional round? They would face the lowest remaining seed in the AFC at home. And those teams could be the Houston Texans, who have not played very good football as of late and have been very injury-riddled. And we saw the Chiefs handle them pretty easily just a few weeks ago. They also could face the LA Chargers. And the Chargers, we've seen them have kind of a surprising year. I was not expecting Jim Harbaugh in his first year to take the Chargers to the playoffs, but he's done a really good job. Justin Herbert's been solid throughout this season. And to think about the salary cap issues that team had heading into 2024, and they've really made it work. The Pittsburgh Steelers are probably playing the worst football of anybody heading into the playoffs. Russell Wilson has not looked good. I was talking to my dad the other night, and he said, this is the Duck Hodges offense all over again. And that's what we're seeing with Pittsburgh. And then you got the Denver Broncos, who have been arguably the biggest surprise of any team in the NFL this year. Bo Nix has had a very good rookie campaign. We've seen Sean Payton do a really good job. They got a solid offensive line, and they had some cap issues themselves that they had to deal with all that money they still had to pay Russell Wilson, and yet they made it work to get in the playoffs. If there's one team I want to face of this bunch, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers. But in all honesty, I don't really fear any of them. I don't think any of these guys are going to be beating the Chiefs in the divisional round as far as that goes. Are the Chiefs going to hoist the Lombardi Trophy again? I feel like it almost seems like a foregone conclusion at this point in time. I think the easier everybody else just accepts that, the less painful it will be for the rest of the league when it all happens in February. What do you guys think? Type Y for yes, in for no if you think the Chiefs will do it again. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey. Football, a big deal this time of year with PrizePicks as we got the pro football playoffs. We got the college playoffs going on right now. And with PrizePicks, they are offering you the opportunity to win up to 1,000 times your money. And on top of that, you can get $50 to play for free when you play $5. You don't even have to win to get the money. Now, I'll be honest, I did not have my best day today on PrizePicks, folks. I had the more on Geno, 246.5 passing yards. That didn't quite work out. I went with the more on Devontae Adams to have 67.5 receiving yards. You could have better luck than me, though. Let's say that this did hit. I could have turned $20 into $60 on Prize Picks. Play along, prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs Support. Glad to have him on board here on today's show. All right, let's give some thoughts on the Chiefs and this playoff run. I'll say this right now. Nobody's stopping the Kansas City Chiefs. This team will repeat as Super Bowl champions again. And there's a few reasons why I think that's the case. The Chiefs, forget what happened today with the backups and with Carson Wentz and all that. The Broncos had everything to play for, and the Chiefs had nothing to play for. So I just kind of wipe everything that happened today out the window and look at what we saw the weeks prior to this stretch of what we saw from Kansas City. And from the Browns game to the Texans game to the Steelers game, this team was starting to figure something out, and they were getting guys healthier. We have every reason to think that the Chiefs' best football is still in front of them at this point in time. Because you think about it, you get Pacheco back into the mix. Charles Omenihu getting healthy was a huge get for the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown being added to the lineup. The Chiefs were really getting into their groove there in those final few weeks. And I think that they're only going to get better, that they still have another step up. And typically we talk about teams this time of year, they're not getting healthier. Look at the Detroit Lions as an example. That's not the case with the Kansas City Chiefs. They are trending the upward in that direction. Let's start with the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is dialed in right now, folks. A lot of people at the beginning of the season, when Mahomes was turning the football over, were saying some pretty idiotic takes about how Mahomes is holding this team back and that they're winning in spite of Patrick Mahomes. And what did I tell you on this program? That Patrick Mahomes was finding ways to win, that maybe he was trying to do a bit too much, but he kind of had to with the limitations of the offensive line and the injuries of the receiving corps. Well, now we're starting to see that the offensive line is figuring some things out, right? And the skill positions have gotten so much healthier. Mahomes has cut back on the turnovers, and he looks so much better than he did. And I don't even think he looked bad at the beginning of the season, but I think that he's taken the right steps. The offensive line, think about this. DJ Humphries in the mix now. Joe Thuney, you have something figured out. Even if, for whatever reason, DJ Humphries can't get the job done at the left tackle spot, they found something that they can work through with playing Thuney at the left tackle position if they need to. Ideally, we've heard Andy Reid say they would like Humphries to be at the left tackle and for Joe Thuney to be at the left guard spot, but at the very least, they have options that they didn't have previously. So that's big for the offensive line. The skill positions have come a long way. We mentioned getting Pacheco back. Kareem Hunt still in the mix. Travis Kelce has been there, done that before when it comes to the postseason. He knows when to turn it on, and he's played better in the last few weeks leading into the postseason. Noah Gray's had a breakout season. You look at the wide receiver spots. DeAndre Hopkins is a natural fit in this offense. Hollywood Brown has looked really good. Juju's been solid. Justin Watson had a nice game against Pittsburgh a few weeks ago. On and on and on. The skill positions are there for this team. And then the last point I'll make. This team has a championship caliber defense. What have we said all season long about the Kansas City Chiefs, folks? That this team, all right, they can do two things that will keep them in contention to compete for titles. They can run the football well and play great defense. And the defense, it's had its ebbs and flows. And we've had some question marks at the corner position, right? We've seen the pass rush kind of not do great at times, but the pass rush has gotten better. The corner position has gotten better here. This is a championship caliber defense. And I think they're going to be tough to beat at home and right down the stretch. This is still the team to beat. Who is the Chiefs' biggest threat? Honestly, I'm not worried. Maybe I'm overconfident. But Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, these guys haven't won the big games. Why are they going to do it now? I think the Chiefs' biggest threat is themselves. What do you guys think? Weigh in, let us know. Subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report for continuing Chiefs coverage throughout the run to the playoffs. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.